What is the biggest lie ever told? Simple question. What is the biggest lie ever told? My answer is sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Really, I'm sure we all know that that's a lie. And if you don't know, feel free to tell us why it's not. Question. What's worse, hatred or greed? According to what is called the Torah in God's top 10 list of commandments, hate and greed is way down on the list. What was the number one commandment of God was, I am the Lord your God. You shall not have strange gods before me. So if they're not strange, it's okay? Okay. This is why I'm not a religious scholar. But what I wanted to do was have a discussion about God without using all the things that man has said about God. Is that possible? I think it is. So I think it's clear to most of us that hatred and greed are the two most negative energies that are controlling the resources of the world. And because these resources are being controlled, the world is in a constant state of anarchy or disobedience. So don't get lost. We're talking about religion. So let's talk about the dreamer. The dreamer's greatest gift to the world was his dream. Whether it was his personal dream or just his dream for the betterment of us all. Sometimes after him, his greatest convert or the dreamer's greatest follower, and I'm not talking about on paper, I'm talking about in deed and expressing like tones. The greatest convert of the dreamer wrote Imagine, in which he talked about love. Hate and greed are opposed to love, just so you know. Now, I'm sure the friends you have who are your biggest haters are always claiming to love you. You know, they've been taught well. That's all that means. All of the confusion that we feel over religion comes from being taught from the cradle to the grave a bunch of nonsense, things that don't make sense in reality. Only in paradise do they make sense. I'm not talking about anything that I heard God say. I'm talking about what those who claim to represent God have said about God. A few years back, they were talking to the adults that lived in the hood as if they were children. They were saying things like, why are you teaching your children not to snitch on other people? They should be cooperating with the police. Wow. Such hindsight from those who have taught people in the hood to not snitch. They are the purveyors of that message. Some of the worst things that you can be called is a defector, an informer, a Judas. That's how they came to get Malcolm, Brother Malcolm. They called him the Judas, straight from the book. He was a Judas, but double crosser, fink, sneak, spy, tattletale, turncoat, and convert are just some of the things that you can be called in place of snitch. But one of the worst words is convert. A convert is a turncoat, is a defector, an informer, a Judas, a double crosser, a fink, a sneak, a spy, a tattletale. That's what a convert is always called, because he had a change of mind. And in the world where so much is happening, you can't be having the expense of changing your mind when you see something is wrong. This is what we've been taught. And I'm not talking about on the streets. I'm talking about in the classrooms. This is the type of nonsense we were taught when we couldn't even defend ourselves. We sent our children to these schools and they miseducated us. That's right, miseducate. It was on purpose. The people teaching didn't even know they were doing it. Just the casualties of living in paradise, I suppose. But words are so important. This is why even in the Bible, some of these characters in the Bible are quoting and touting the importance of the word, of words. Oh, what a joy it is to find just the right word for the right occasion. We will remember the occasion by the word. Words hurt more than whips on your back, whiplashes across your back. Words are more powerful, are more lasting, and yet we use our words so carelessly. The blueprint for destroying the world is not an H-bomb. It's not a nuclear bomb. It's a religious doctrine bomb. These are what has left us all decimated. Too many words, too much nonsense, too much trick knowledge. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Wow, adultery is bigger than hate and greed. And yet we all find ourselves imprisoned by our own hate and our own greed. Not adultery. I guess way back then, selling sex for money was a big thing. And so it made it to the top 10 list. Thou shalt not commit adultery. I am the Lord your God. You shall not have strange gods before me. How strange is hate in a world of people. How strange is greed, really, in a world of people. Imagine everything that I'm talking about has been shared ad infinitum amongst men. I want to say that hate and greed is a man thing, but I don't really think that that's the truth. So I will refrain from teetering on such a ledge or vine. If you walk on a vine too far, you're not going to make it back. It's going to fall and break your back. That's what John Lennon was singing about. Imagine all the people. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I faint king's voice whispered the lyrics to that song to him, and he did what he was supposed to do. He made a masterpiece. We love hearing that song, Imagine All the People, but of course it's just a song. We don't imagine all the people doing anything. We want to be the only one doing everything. I just wanted to have a conversation or a monologue with God weighing heavy on my mind. Not the God of fantasy, hatred, greed. Not that God. I'm talking about the true and ever living